10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Well. As you can see, I am a little bit by myself. Brandy's a little bit sick, so she's taking the day off as far as this goes, and not feeling great. And I had Donny ready to come on. We're in the back in the backstage area. We're all doing good. All of a sudden, his computer crapped out on him. It just had a little bit of a crash. Brought it back up and cannot get the camera to work at all. So Donnie has stepped out. He might be back if he can get it figured out, if we get it started back up and everything. He's going to play around with it. But as it stands right now, it's me all by my lonesome. The cat is away. The mice will play. So, oh yeah, Gary, hey, I'm assuming Tex gave you information back there. If you need me to send you a link, I'll send you a link and you can take a look with me too. I don't care. I'm doing everything now. I just don't. Wait, there's something on it. I don't know what that was, a hair or something. I don't know what it was. But before we get going too far along on everything, I want to make sure we plug everything like we're supposed to, like our upcoming conference in Richmond. Now they keep saying that's not the right one. Well, that's the only one I got, so they're gonna have to deal with it. So there's our lineup. You see, we got Josh Hurd, Professor Heather Moser, William Lunsford, Greg Ogles, Ronald Murphy, Lady Ann, Dr. Dean, and the guys from Haunted Garage, which they are going to be bringing a haunted vehicle, from what I understand. So that's going to be actually kind of cool. I'd like to see that. It'd be actually kind of cool. So, yeah, Gary, I'll try and send it to you here in just a second, as soon as I can get to a spot where I can send it. How's that? All right. And as you see right here, we've got the actual, the people hosting and the special guests. These people will be there, but it won't be speaking per se, but they'll be there in the vendor area and they'll be there for all the festivities. Once again, that is September 19th and 20th, 2025, Richmond, Missouri. Okay, now bills are paid. I am going to go ahead and try and send a link to Gary, and we'll see if we can get Gary up here. How's that? I'm going to try. It's going to come to you via messenger. Let's see here. We're going to go with Gary Spikes. Gary Spikes. And we're sending it. All right, Gary, you should have it in Messenger any second. Oh, now it says an error occurred. So we do not like any of our today. So this has not been fun. It's not been fun today at all. So let me go back into Facebook. I'll do it from Facebook and do it that way. Well, maybe. All right, let's try it again. And there you go, Gary. Now you got the link via Facebook Messenger. Don't trust anything any external program does, because it just tell you, oh yeah, we're going to do it. We're not going to do it. And it doesn't usually. So, all right, guys. So, the last several weeks we've kind of kept it kind of in the realm of I'm gonna put this on top here. We're gonna pin that message. Gary Spikes I just pinned the Gary Spikes message on the link for the Eventbrite for the conference as well. So all the other shows are in the description, the times or estimated times when they're actually playing throughout the week. So they're ready to go. And I have been doing a fairly decent job of keeping most of these pictures in the last couple of weeks over in the European range. So this is kind of where we're going with it. This one right off the bat is going to be one, though, that I don't know if I should really say it's true, because I'm already on the actual tinfoil side of this one already, because I'm going to give you the picture first, and I'm going to let y'all kind of look at it. And I will do a little zoom here so you can see what you want to look at. I want to get your opinions, because I'm going to read to you what was actually written with this. This is what the owner said. Here's a picture taken during a trip I went on in April of 2006 to Poland. I visited. Oh, there he comes, Gary. I'm going to bring him up for this one. You there? There you go, Pops. You there?
Yeah, I'm here.
All right. So Gary's there. And with this one, like I said, you can see what we're looking at here with this tunnel area right here. This person said they went to Poland and that they visited Auschwitz. All right. And that this image was one of the beds inside the barracks. There is no barracks that I see here, obviously. And as I keep going through it, and it says something about bed number 11. It talks about this. But first of all, there's no beds, and it doesn't look like Auschwitz at all. Several of the comments that came along with it actually pointed out it looks like the Paris catacombs is what this actually looks like. So, hey, Nemo, you're right. That could be Anubis, the way that thing looks, doesn't it? What do you see, Pops?
It does look like Anubis.
How about to say, nice tall shadow figure coming this way, huh?
Looks like it's got a dog head on top of it.
Yeah, got a little bit of a dog head, and I can't tell if is moving away or not. But once again, the person that put it out there actually said something about it being Auschwitz, so they're obviously confused on what pictures they were putting up in the first place, because there's no way this is Auschwitz to start with. There are no tunnels at Auschwitz that I know of. But as you can see, like, see, we got horns. Kimberly says there's something about horns right here. And that's just this one up here. I mean, it's just the height of it. I mean, we're talking these catacombs. I don't know if anybody's ever been to the catacombs at in Paris. I haven't physically been, but I the way I understand it, they're not very tall as far as ceiling height, but they're still at least 6 foot.
That thing's kind of strange looking. It's got one good solid leg and the other one just barely a shadow of it.
Yeah, makes you think maybe it's in the middle of being either manifesting or demanifesting, one of the two.
Yeah.
It does kind of look like it has some horns there. I mean, once again, we're dealing with what we're looking at it like a shadow person. There is nothing that's been played with as far as the actual the picture goes. As you can see, this one on the side is this is the original, and this is when they blew it up, and you can tell they enhanced it as well. But with the original photo, I think it adds more to it, because it doesn't enhance. You're not enhancing the body itself. You're seeing more of the body in this picture than you see in the first one, or in the enhanced one, I should say.
You see those ridges over on the wall?
Yeah, goes right through him, huh?
I bet those. Yeah, and I bet they're at 2 foot level, so that would put him at a little over 6 foot.
That's what I was thinking too. That's exactly what I was thinking as well, because most of those areas like that, these are, as you see, they're also right here. I want to say now, like I said, I have not been in those catacombs, so I don't know for sure. But these right here kind of look like almost like a rope or a some sort of yeah, I would say a rope between the pillars there. I can't say that's what it is back there.
Back in those days, when they poured cement, I mean, it wasn't even a true cement, but that's what they called cement.
Yeah.
It would, they did it in 2 foot sections.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't go 4 foot like we do. They used 2 foot forms.
Yeah. So we're looking at probably pretty much a mortar line, pretty much is what we're looking at, aren't we?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'd say that puts in just that 6.5 foot.
That sounds about right to me. Like I said, because he's taller than anything else in there, obviously. And I'm guessing that the ceiling up behind this beam here kind of opens up a little bit. So, yeah, I'd bet money. Yeah, you're right. You're about right. 6.5 foot, every bit of it, probably.
Yeah.
Uh-oh, who we got? Donnie's back.
Yeah, I'm here. Man, that was annoying. Hey, everybody.
Hard reboot? Did you do a hard reboot?
Donnie.
Hey, Pops. No, I actually busted out my old USB camera.
Oh, did you?
So, yeah.
That's cool. That works too. Hey, I got more people I know what to do with now. I was all alone to start with. Now I got more people I know what to do with. Look at this.
Oh.
Anyway, so this one, like I said, I was showing these guys. This one was supposedly originally taken at Auschwitz. Now, this is obviously not Auschwitz. We already just determined, or I've already determined this is not Auschwitz, because Auschwitz, number one, they reference beds. There's no beds. And this looks like the Paris catacombs is what it looks like. You even had comments. I took comments from the original poster. You know, I mean, it's like they're asking where the beds are. You're referencing beds. Where it looks like, doesn't look like Auschwitz. It looks like like it's underground, and it looks like straight out, you know, Paris catacombs. They called it out right off the bat. So it looks like the Paris catacombs. And one lady said she's Polish and she's been to Auschwitz many times, and there's not any beds. She's like, when you talk about their barracks area and where they stayed as far as Auschwitz, they were stacked 3 high. You know, there weren't just a bed on the side by itself.
Maybe that's the tunnel leading to the barracks area. Maybe that shadow person is at the door to the barracks area.
Well, and, you know, I kind of thought maybe too, but the more I've read into it, because I've been to Auschwitz, I never saw a tunnel once.
Okay.
But that don't mean they're not there. Obviously, when you're on tour, you don't get to see everything sometimes. But the everything I've been reading is there's no real tunnels. They literally take you from one barracks to the other. There's no tunnels at all. You went from the barracks, gas chamber, or work detail, one of the two, and then the graveyard after that, or the incinerator, I should say.
We don't know where it's at, but there's definitely something there.
Yeah, because when I'm looking at the actual picture, I can't see any spot where anything was overlaid or anything was tampered with the photo at all that I can see. What do you think, Donnie?
That's looking very much like a shadowy person right there.
Yeah. And we figured that these lines right here are pretty much the mortar lines, the 2-foot mortar lines that they used to lay in.
Yeah.
So we're figuring his height to be about 6 to 6.5 foot tall.
I wonder
What's
if that's
strange is that.
Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead, Donnie.
No, I was just
going to say, what's strange is the way one leg is.
Yeah, that's mid manifestation to me. That I've seen that hundreds of times. So they're just in a different phase. Part of their body is manifested more in than what the other part is. So, what we look at, Donnie?
I was just wondering if that was perhaps one of the guards, even
at one point, maybe. But like I said, I just do not think it's Auschwitz at all. I really think it's the catacombs of Paris. So, but either way, though, it still looks like a good catch.
I'm like you. I don't see any kind of lines or anything where they've overlaid it, or it's. So we can't say that, you know, it's tinfoil because it looks real.
Yeah, I mean, you sit there. This is the enhanced one, and you know, obviously you can see it a little bit better, but it takes away from the darkness of the figure, if you ask me. But I got to say, good catch on it.
I agree. Good. Yeah.
Even if it's not per se Auschwitz, it's still a decent catch. I can't debunk it, and I don't know that I could recreate it. But we will continue on. All right. So this one, next one, we believe is a capture of a picture of his grandmother going to comfort a baby. Okay. This one I saw out on Facebook, and I actually commented on it because my kids were in the same boat at one time. And I'll just bring it up for you to look at right here. I blurred out the ladies in the inset because I didn't want their faces out there, obviously. When my kids were small, the twins, when they were small, they would play in their baby bed like that. We had a mobile that was up above them, and they'd be giggling, but they weren't looking at the mobile. They were looking off at a corner of the room. You know what I mean? And we didn't think nothing about it. It was like, okay, they're just having fun. Even when the mobile wasn't moving, they'd be giggling and doing whatever. Fast forward about 5 years, and we're talking about they were born in 2000. They saw a picture of my wife's mother, and they called her Grammy. They'd never met her before, obviously. She died in 1995. They knew who she was on sight. I told people straight out, I believe this 100%. I mean, I don't see anything there, but that baby's reacting to that lady, and that lady's holding its hand.
There's not supposed to be anybody in there with the baby.
There's nobody in there with the baby. The baby is supposed to be in his pen. And quite frankly, as I look at that, I look at a lady trying to lead it back to the pen by the hand, you know?
Back to the crib. Yeah.
Back to the crib. Yeah.
Do we have any backstory on this from the people, like the parents or anything?
The only thing I got from it was that the lady there, it was the gentleman's grandmother, or correction, they were in their grandmother's home when she passed. And that's supposed to go. You could see that she looked around as she looked around the time of her pass, which is the picture. I did not put that on there because I didn't want to. But the varicose, she says you could see varicose veins in this. I don't see that per se. But I could see the muumuu style nightgown that a lot of older ladies wear, you know, especially the baby boomers and such like that. And even the greatest generation, you know, those guys, those ladies, that's their nightgown. That's their nightgown and their, you know, their night house shirts, whatever you want to call them, their robes. And that's where the way they went the majority of the time. You know how that works. Well, Pops is older than me. I can actually give him hell about it. So
yeah. Yeah,
you know how
that's the style that my mom, my grandmother, my aunts, they all wore that.
Yeah.
Look at her shoulders.
Yeah.
Look at the way her shoulders are.
She's hunched over toward the baby. Looks like she's leaning in toward him.
Yeah, she's got her right arm down, trying to pick the baby up, but she can't. But the left arm won't come down there.
Yeah, and you know, like I said, but that baby knows she's there.
So that door, that's going into the closet?
No, that's going into the hallway, the way I understood it. This over here, I believe, is a closet.
I see.
Here's my other big issue on it. I mean, obviously it's a kid's room. Okay, these are my only main issues. Now, I was told this was a closet. Now you see we've got cubbies over here, which is obviously the playthings for the baby. So that baby's been roaming around this room playing and doing whatever most of the time anyway. I wish I had a timestamp on this so I could actually see what time frame it really was, because they didn't even give it on the post either. But you would have thought, but heck, anybody that's ever had a child knows those playpens, those cribs, if they want out, they're gonna get out. And most of them can climb them like they're you know, chimpanzees at the time. So
yeah, they climb up and then fall out.
Yeah, or they get really good at it and just come right out. Mine, they climb over that top and go right down, shinny down it, and away they go. So that was my biggest issue when I saw it first. I said, "Why is this baby outside of the playpen to start, or the crib to start with?" That was my biggest issue. But you know, the more I think about it, it is what it is on that one. So
I'd call it good.
And yeah, I don't see any signs of tampering. Do you see anything that might cause you to think about anything else there, Donnie?
It's looking good to me, other than the distorted features, but I think that's kind of
Yeah,
par
like
for the
here.
course. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and of course it's a baby cam. Obviously, I think they're more worried about the baby getting hurt some way, shape, or form than catching. Hey, my dead grandmother is all of a sudden playing with my baby in the middle of the room.
Right.
And you know, I wish they'd have had a video. I wish I could have found a video for it, like with the one out of England that last time when you were on, Donnie.
Mm-hmm.
When I found that video, I was like, if I could have found it for this, I'd have been a lot happier. But
Right.
a lot of people just don't put videos out there anymore. It doesn't seem like so. But yeah, I kind of agree. I think it's a fairly decent catch. Okay, now we're going to Sheffield, South Yorkshire. Now this one, somebody claims that this picture shows an old lady who died a while back trying to open a kitchen door. Okay. I don't know that that's what I really see here.
Ooh.
It says he explained that now that he was staying at his brother-in-law's house in Sheffield, South Yorkshire, one night, early hours of November 13th, he couldn't sleep, got up for a cigarette, claims he could hear footsteps downstairs, turned on the light and one of his light off of his phone's camera to see what appeared, and he left stunned after taking the picture and discovering the ghostly figure of the old woman wearing a purple cardigan stood at the bottom of the stairs. I don't know how you get purple cardigan out of it. I
can see a figure there, but I don't see how he can get purple because you can see the carpet through her.
Yeah, and quite frankly, if you hear the footsteps and you just whip your phone out and just all of a sudden did this, it makes me kind of. If I'm looking for my light on my phone, I'm not taking a picture. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm literally just flipping on my flashlight on it.
When you pulled it up close, you can see that she's looking straight up the stairs at whoever's at the top of the stairs.
Yeah, this one, I don't know that I could recreate it, but it seems almost like a little bit of a lens flare, almost, I guess. And it's just having to be a pareidolia type thing, but it's big enough that you really can't say that either. You know what I mean? What do you think, Donnie?
You know, my first thought when I glanced at it, I thought it was like some kind of stain on the floor and on the doors. That kind of, from the right alignment, looks like it was a person standing there.
Yeah.
As I full screen this now, and I'm looking at the head and the face, and I'm not quite nearly as convinced about this one as the previous one with that grandmother. That one looked like a dead ringer.
Yeah.
This one, though, I don't know. I mean, how long ago was this? This was on a digital camera?
Yeah, it was on a digital camera. It was on a phone camera. And let me see here. I will look real quick one more time. It didn't give me a year. They said November 13th. I can only assume, because where I took these off, I can only assume it was last year.
Okay. I was originally going to say double exposure situation, but digital cameras, they don't tend to do that.
No. You get a little bit more lens flare, though, because of the sensor.
Yeah.
But
could it be some kind of spot on the camera? Because look, it's even on the wall.
Yeah, it looks like it kind of comes all the way over to here.
Yeah.
Right. I was thinking that too. It's almost like maybe there's a smudge on the lens or something, or maybe there's something wrong with the sensor. Because something just doesn't ring true with it to me. You know what I mean? You know, when you just want to go with your gut and you just look at it and go, just don't know. So, quite frankly, I think this one is probably a case of mistaken identity, and it's being fed out there. Yeah, I think it's more of a pareidolia thing. I really do. But I don't think it's from the actual, environment, I think it's coming from the camera itself.
I don't have a tin hat to put on, but I agree with you.
Yeah, so it just something just ain't quite right. It doesn't give that feel of, hey, I happen to hear voice or heard footsteps, which if you hear footsteps downstairs, you're gonna flip on the light. You're not gonna flip on your camera. So I think there's something a little bit more going on here than what we're being told. So, but I mean, it kind of looks cool. I still don't see where you got purple at though.
The fact that you can make out like there's a head looking down and the shoulders and hands. Yeah.
And,
I mean, that
and it looks like an old lady, doesn't it? It really looks like an old lady looking up at you.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
like a shawl or something.
Could this be a shadow from the flash? Yeah, I guess it could be. But
it's looking straight up the top of the stairs. That's what's strange.
Yeah. Or we want to think that it's looking up the stairs anyway.
Well, that's true too.
It's just, I probably shouldn't have put on my tinfoil. I probably should say I'm more on the fence on it. How's that? Because I don't know if I could recreate it. I really don't. But if it's coming off of the lens itself or the camera itself, I couldn't recreate it. It's something that's glitched in the system.
If it wasn't for that big spot on the wall right there, I would say good catch. But it looks like a flare all the way around on the wall and everywhere.
Yeah. Another thing, when I look at it too, down here, you can see her arm, going out this way. You can see the other arm folded across her chest. And I'm just saying her as a generalization. I could see where they would see it looking at the photo. I mean, but obviously you didn't see it when you actually took the photo originally. You know what I mean? You didn't see it when you actually looked down that area, because I mean, that's a pretty good flash right there. And this whole area in the middle is kind of darkened for some reason.
Yeah.
So
plus more modern cameras, they don't do that. They don't have those kinds of weird
glitches. That's what I said. So I don't know if this is done with even though it said phone camera, I don't know that it really was.
Yeah.
Because when you zoom in, look at how close I got to get. I don't see the normal pixelization that you would off a digital photo until you get right up in here, around this white part right here. But it looks more like film when you zoom in than it does anything else. So I'm wondering if this was actually a picture taken a while back, a long time back, and somebody just putting it out there now saying it's this. We took it wherever.
In this case, I'm actually more inclined to believe that there's something there if it were digital. But then if it was on like 35 millimeter or something, I'd be like, it's probably some weird artifacting going on.
Exactly.
Some weird double exposure situation.
Okay, I put my hat back down and I say, okay, I'm on the fence. How's that?
Yeah, I'm kind of on the fence on that one.
It's cool.
I'd really like to know what kind of camera was used. That's all
I would too.
That one. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, welcome to my world. I don't get that kind of information out of most people on this stuff, so I'm lucky if I get a date. All right. So as we move along. This is old photos. This was caught years ago inside an abandoned hospital, is what it says. One picture was lightened up and one picture's the original. I'll let you see which one. It doesn't give me anywhere where it's at. It doesn't give me a date. It doesn't give me anything. Just that it was an abandoned hospital. There's your red circle, Nemo.
Twisted red circle.
Man, that could be anything.
Exactly. Kind of what I was saying when I was looking at this original one, but this is kind of like that one picture of the family with that one entity kind of hanging down, the little dark, sinister entity. It kind of reminded me a little bit of that, but I'm looking at it, I'm like, yeah, but this is not that. This is something else. I think it's a remnant in the area, because as you can see, this picture is just crap altogether. I don't know when it was taken. I don't know how it was taken.
The tiles are missing from the ceiling. It looks like they fell down and hanging there.
Well, these in the center, that's all lights.
Yeah.
That's a row of lights right
down
there.
On that, yeah, down there on that end, they're missing.
I can't even see where they're at down there. That's all black to me.
Yeah, right there at the edge of the circle. It's
Here?
open. There's nothing there. No, up.
Up here?
Keep going up. Keep going up. One more.
Right here?
Right at the circle. Right there. Keep going. Right there. That's missing. Yeah. There's nothing there. There's an open spot right there.
Well, I see the lights because this is a light. That's a light. It's a row of lights going down the center is what it looks like to me.
Yeah, the next one's missing.
I can't tell that one from looking at it right here, but it looks the same, only just different shades of darkness because of the flash or whatever. And that's another thing. I can't figure out what the flash is. What flash were they using? Who took it? What they take it on? Everything that should be illuminated here in the middle is not illuminated. And I don't know why. I can't figure that out. So they come along and they say, okay, let's do the fun thing, which we all hate. Let's enhance it. If this is a hospital, an abandoned hospital, I don't know where they're at. They got to be in an office section of some sort, but their enhancing absolutely might as well not even happened.
It actually makes it look more like an artificial object.
Exactly. It looks like it's hanging on that cubicle.
Yeah. Or something attached to the door even. I
mean, you back out and you look, you got this dark area over here, which can't explain. Yeah. You got that. But it looks like it's something that's hanging down from the ceiling.
The angle looks too even. It looks like, I'm thinking, no, that's an artificial object.
Yeah. And with this enhancement, whatever they did to it to enhance,
it made it
you
look
zoom
even,
in, you can't do nothing. You can't do nothing with that. Sorry, just can't do anything.
When you see even right angles like that, I'm like, that looks artificial to me.
Yep, 99% of the time, 99.9% of the time it is. So that one gets the tinfoil. I won't go back on that one.
Yeah, I call that the tinfoil.
Yep. It's still kind of now Twisted got it a little bit. It is this one is creepy looking. If you look at that in the first time, you think, "Oh crap, what is that?" Because you can't tell. But that enhancement, you're like, okay, either they did it during enhancement, or it was like that, and we just couldn't see it from the get go. So,
right.
Yeah, it's foil. We foiled it. Foil, and more foil. All right. So, what are we into now? That was okay. Now, this one was taken 7 to 8 years ago. It's it's a picture and then there's an augmentation to it. Obviously, took it on our tablet at the time, but I remember it was months later that I noticed it. So we're talking about months from the time it was taken till the time they noticed it, whatever was in the picture. Okay. I taken a few of the same pics in the same second to make sure I had a good shot. But it's just one picture. It looks like smoke in a school assembly, but we're all seated. Can you figure this out? Here's the first one. And I'll just zoom in where you can see this part. Okay.
That little
I don't
blotchy thing in the bottom.
We talking about right here?
Yeah. Is that what they're talking about?
I think that's what they're talking about right there.
Man, that could be anything, though.
Yeah, and we don't know what, they obviously looking up here at the kids and such. It's some sort of commencement is what it looks like, or a program of some sort with the kids.
Uh-huh.
I don't know what per se, but looking up there, everybody's kind of blurred, but it's, you're taking it from a good distance away too. While I wouldn't say this is a person going across right there, could you have moved a little bit and caused a blur of some sort? Yeah, but I mean, looking at it, what would you have blurred? What was there to have blurred in the first place?
Nemo, that's what I'd say is that there's a smudge on the lens.
Yeah, especially on a tablet, and you're talking about 7, 8 years ago tablet. Not the ones now. We're talking about 7, 8 years ago. I honestly, it's. I want to say it's like you said, smudge, but it's funny that smudge is just right there, and it has to be in a almost a perfect, shape to make you think somebody's there, and just being blurred across or shadow across.
Looks like somebody took their finger, just the edge of their finger, and touched the lens. Is what it looks like. Not the whole finger, just the edge, the side edge of it.
Yeah, and maybe they did. They very well may have. Now, if we look at the next one, it kind of brings it in a little bit more. This is, I'm guessing you could call it cropped, if you want to call it that, but they didn't do anything to really, enhance it per se. They just cropped to that point, and I'm like, yeah, freaky. They said they took more than one pic, but they only uploaded these. These are the only ones because it was supposedly they took several pics. Yeah, they took more than one picture, seconds apart and stuff like that. But these are the only ones that they uploaded. These are the only ones that are out there.
Between the two pictures, does it look like there's any kind of movement or difference, or is it just the same picture but cropped in?
I think it's the same picture cropped in. As you can see right here with that, if I go back to the first one, it's just smaller. I don't see any movement.
I'm wondering if it's some kind of like staining on the floor and on the stage that's not picking up like from through the naked eye, but somehow the camera's picking it up, like kind of like blacklight.
Maybe, but I mean,
stage, though.
Yeah, it goes a little bit up here, but it also goes right here over this the recess under the stage, over these doors, the cabinet doors.
Yeah,
and it goes over the vent area right here.
That. Yeah.
So I'm thinking it's capturing movement of some sort. We just don't know what movement it's capturing. But the size of it, it's closer to the camera than it is to the stage, if you ask me.
That's why I was saying it looks like the side of a finger on the lens.
Yeah, but I mean, according to them, now I'm just going off of what they said. According to them, this is the only one with this picture in it, or with this image, supposedly. Now, once again, I don't have any others to verify that one way or the other. I don't know.
I say not enough information to determine either way.
Pops took the words right out of my mouth. Not enough information. Yeah.
If we'd have had one of the ones before or one of the ones afterwards or both, I'd have been good. I'd have said, hey, that's a pretty good catch. But when you only upload the one that has it, and anybody that's out there in the chat, y'all remember when I did we did the little hit on the Mineola investigation we did back in November when we were bringing up stuff. You saw all my pictures. Every one of them were 3 to 4 each time. Every one of them 3 to 4 each time. Every time you do it, 3 to 4, all within a second. Boom, 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 boom. Do them like that. And you got to have them to help back up what you're stating. This is the same thing here. We don't know for sure what this is because we don't have enough going one side or the other. Now, if I'm looking at just the picture alone, just the story that come with it, which we don't know them, obviously. If I'm just doing that, I've got to say, I don't know what that is. Just based off the story and based off what I'm being told and what I'm looking at right there. That is a blur of some sort going across there, but it's only in the one spot. And normally, I would say
it could be somebody right down out of sight in front of the camera,
just dropped out of sight
there too.
Well, you can't smoke it. I would assume they wouldn't be smoking inside there, but either way,
it might be part of the program.
Could be, yeah, I guess, but I wouldn't have thought so with that style. But either way, what it could have been, they could have been standing up, and as you took the picture, right as they were blurring out, they were sitting down, and the shutter speed doesn't let you capture the whole thing, and you got a blur as them sitting down.
Right.
Yeah, it could be.
That could be. I mean, with you're talking about a tablet from 8 years ago. Yeah, and freaky. Hey, maybe they allowed vapes. They might have allowed vapes at that time. I know they weren't going to allow no smoking. That's for sure.
Not a kid's.
You wouldn't think so, but it also depends on where it's at too.
Oh,
like I said, I got
town is this?
Yeah, that's like I said. I have no idea because, like I said, this is one. What I read you about shadow caught years ago. No, wrong one. 7 or 8 years ago. It doesn't give me any place. Oh, I take that back. It's the Auchinleck Academy in Auchinleck, Scotland. That's where this is. This is the commencement of some sort at the primary school. Yeah.
Oh,
this is out of Scotland.
Scottish people, I hear, do get down like that. So.
Yeah. So that very well could be smoked. Then it very well could be smoked. So I'll not quite say foil, but I won't say real. How's that? I'm with you. I'm with Twisted. We're going to foil it. We're going to foil it for now. All right. Moving right along. Next victim. Boom. All right. This picture was taken at Lemp Mansion. Lemp Mansion is a notoriously haunted house. It was built in the 1860s in St. Louis. So we're back in the States. Sorry, I forgot I had this one in here. But the Lemp family had been plagued with shocking tragedies, especially a string of suicides that took place in the home. Could one or more of the Lemp family still be residing in the old home, so forth, so on. Okay. And they're still suffering from the demise of the family's brewery business and the evidence of the Lemp Mansion hauntings. And this is like something that's going on. So this was caught at the Lemp Mansion. This is one I was wanting to get Brandi to talk about when she was here, because if she was going to be here, because it's Missouri. Brandi or Krista are in that area. So, hey, have y'all seen this? Have y'all heard of this? This is movement to me. This is just somebody going across in a low shutter speed.
When was this photo taken?
It says, it didn't give me a date, I don't think, actually. It just said it was taken in Lemp Mansion that was built in the 1860s.
Because why is it in black and white? Is this not a modern camera?
I'm guessing it's some sort of
CCTV.
Yeah, CCTV or a investigative camera, where they set up their CCs, the DVRs and such, and it's in night vision mode. But
I see.
Everything I see right here points to somebody going across the screen, and it's just such a slow shutter speed. It looks like a blur there.
It's definitely the profile of a human body, walking, from the side for sure.
Mm-hmm. But on the outer edges, you can see through it, but in the center, you can't.
Yeah.
So that's got to be a solid form going across there.
Which makes you think immediately somebody's walking.
Yeah.
So I think that's what they did. I think they caught somebody walking through somebody photobombed them. How's that?
Got to be a solid form.
Yep. So that one, yeah. They can hit me at it later, because tinfoil on that one. We're tinfoil on that one right now. So that was Lemp Mansion. Now, next one. This one was interesting when I was reading this one. All right. This one is actually in the Hellfire Caves in Buckinghamshire, England. Okay. According to local legend, someone named Suki was a beautiful barmaid and was tricked into entering the caves at night and then left to die in the dark. You can clearly see a female in the photo. Could it be Suki that was there? We're going to look at the original first before we look at the other. Well, I'll tell you guys exactly what I think about it, because this is the exact same effect that we saw with the fire ghost, the little girl in the fire in the London hotel that was burning, and it looked like a little girl was in the fire. It was an overlay with an old postcard. Looking at this right here, that is too defined, and we're seeing smudge marks.
That's an overlay.
I think it's an overlay, as you can see right here. I'm fairly certain it's an overlay. The only thing that's not ringing really true with it is the lower portion down here.
Hmm.
But with the way they did the overlays, and then this one was from, did it give me a date? I can't remember if it gave me a date or not. No, it didn't give me a date on this one, but it was easy to pick up the one in the 60s from, or was it the 80s that did it? I think it was the 60s when that photo was taken of the little girl in the fire. That one was easy to pick up on because you could still find the postcard that they used. You could still see the postcard and see the little girl in it. So it was easy to pick up. This one, I don't know what you'd pick up on it. Yeah, Twisted. I'm with you on that one. I think clear as a bell face, but the rest of it is not. Now, here's another option that could have happened with this. They did the overlay of the face after they caught the mist / apparition. Why, I would not know, but what do y'all think?
The way it's dark in the center and then shaded out on each side, to me says overlay.
Oh yeah. Like you can see through to the light behind right here, but then really nothing. Why is that light cut off right there? You know what I mean? In fact, why is there a light there at all? Now that I think about it.
That face could just be something like on the wall, like a feature on the
Pareidolia type
wall.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I cannot. I see what looks like smudges here. Don't get me wrong, but to have that pronounced of facial features and such, 99.9% of the time, it's always going to be an overlay. But as we look at it down here, I mean, they kind of, when they enhanced it on this one and zoomed in, it almost looks like they made it like it's moving. You see how it's shifting and the darkness moves with it there?
Yeah.
It does. I guess it does a little bit up here, but not as pronounced. I mean, you see that darkness ends before the hairline. So did they doctor it when they did it? But it kind of ends there too. So it's really tough to say. But I still lean toward as far as the face part of it, I lean toward the overlay. The other part, I'm not so sure about, honestly, because you can see through it completely, and I can't. The only thing it's got that flowing to it that makes it look like it's a flowing robe almost.
Hey, Randy, can I show you what that reminds me of actually?
Yeah, go ahead. Oh yeah, the face on Mars.
Yeah.
That actually
the shadow
makes
hits
sense.
it right.
Yeah, shadow hits it right. Sure does.
Because that wall, those walls are looking all rough and craggly and uneven and disjointed, right? The right shadow hitting the right hole or pot mark or whatever.
Yep.
Could look like a face, I think.
Well, and here's another one. Freaky says that like right here, you see a skull kind of in here. Now that's probably pareidolia, but I mean, hey, the way we're looking at it and the way we're seeing it, I mean, this thing could be manifesting and creating its own pareidolia. You know what I mean? So I don't know that I could recreate it without blowing smoke down through there. Honestly. That's yeah, we got the same eyesight, Freaky. Old and beat up. I got my glasses here somewhere.
One leg's showing and one leg's not.
Yeah. It's like once again we're in mid manifestation type thing. So when the picture was taken. So I can't say yes or no. I mean, I won't say it's a good catch yet, but it's pretty close to it if you ask me.
Don't know on that one.
I just don't like the
I'm doubtful of that one.
face. I don't know about the face. That's the thing that throws me off the most is the face.
And just the environment itself, the walls, the lighting.
Yeah.
There's too much room. There's too much possibility for something like that to happen.
Oh, and you can bet there's smoking going on down there.
Yeah.
I mean,
Plus,
this
just a
is
lot of dust and just
Hellfire Caves. Hellfire Caves.
Yeah.
What's it known for? I mean, you got Hellfire Caves. There's going to be smoke floating around from just about anywhere. There's smokers. You got fires going. I mean, there's no telling.
And plus, it's too easy for something to look like this.
Yeah.
Right.
So,
have you seen a photo of this without the pareidolia, by the way?
no.
Hold on, let me find it for you.
Oh, of
The face on Mars.
The face on Mars? No, I haven't yet. Every time I always see it, I always see that particular one. I always see that particular one, and that's it.
This is what it looks like without all that pareidolia. Hold on, it's loading. What? It's too large to load?
Uh-oh.
What are you doing to me?
Do a shared screen then. Present it.
No, I'm just going to hold on. I got it. What are you doing to me, StreamYard? Don't be messing with me. I'm not having the best day with computers right now.
Hi, Mr. Misnack. How y'all doing?
All right, here it is without the pareidolia.
Okay. Oh, really?
Yeah. You see how
That's
that
cool,
could?
actually.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
pretty cool, right?
It doesn't take much. It really doesn't take much. That's one of the
Doesn't take
best
much at
examples
all.
of it right
Yeah.
there.
It's
That
the
is
greatest
cool.
example of pareidolia,
Yeah.
if you think about it.
Yep. Agreed. That's the first time I've actually seen it without the normal face
Yeah.
pick, that everybody shows. So, but dang. Yeah. Okay. All right. These these last three. Okay. This one is these were taken the 24th of January, and where were they at? The Portsmouth. One was in Portsmouth, UK, and the other one I believe is in UK as well, but I can't find where. It's not edited. They say it's not edited or photoshopped, of course, but it's like a Ring camera is what it is. Or I shouldn't say Ring. The Arlos and such, the ones for in the house, motion detectors and such. This one, the person to the right, the guy says is his wife, doesn't know who it is standing next to her, never seen it. He's massively skeptical to start with, but he can't explain it. That's what is written on it. Okay. Here's the first bit. I'm just going to go right down it. As you can see, as I zoom in, he's there moving across. All right. There's his wife starting to move back that way. Boom. Now, this is less than a minute or about a minute before this picture. She comes across. And we've got the question mark right here. Okay, before that,
wait, there's two figures there. One of them is the wife, and then the other one, she doesn't know what it is.
Yeah, she did not see it. Okay, I'm going to go down to the very first one. Let's see. Yeah. Get back up there where you belong. Okay. Going down to the very first one. See, it's 7:17 in the morning. Okay. Right. 7:19. All the lights are out. Movement back there. Doing whatever. Same thing here. She's moving off to this left side. 7:21. 7:30 the next time when she comes back in and she's moving back across. Okay. I don't know if she's in scrubs or in some sort of uniform. I don't know for sure what they do. It didn't say so. So at 7:30, then she comes back 7:32, 2 minutes later. She comes in, gets captured there, and there's this thing. I wish I had this video. I wish he'd have gave us this video, but he didn't. And then a minute later, could it still be there? Maybe, but you just see it right here, so I'm gonna say it's gone. And then he comes back in at whatever time right here. Okay. So we move on to the next side, and this is where he's got the image at, where we can actually look here. Now you get a better view of what's going on here. I'm at a loss. I wish I could have got the video itself for the 15 seconds that it probably took of this. I'm at a loss for it, though.
Look how skinny the waist and the arms are.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. There was one of the comments as was she maybe she was a nurse of some sort. Maybe she was well, you're in your house. Why would you think that a nurse would be coming out of the blue to help you in your house, you know?
Those arms don't even look real on her.
No, they look like she looks like just a stick figure or I hate to say it, God, I hate the word skinwalker type thing, you know? But that's not, to me, that's a woman of some sort in some level of manifestation.
I think it's a shadow of a person.
You think it's a shadow?
I think the fact that it's a shadow would explain the elongated, distorted looking arms and waist.
Could be. But where would the shadow be coming from?
That's the thing. I think it's
the light's behind it, so maybe they're standing outside over there.
Yeah. I'm thinking there's a light off camera at a weird angle. That's what I'm wondering.
Yeah, you think so? Then
okay, so if you go to the other one with that black mass,
this is right here.
Yeah.
1 minute later.
Look at the left edge of that mass, right? I think it matches the exact same position where that shadow was.
Well, let's see, because let's say this is that corner right here. Okay, you got a little corner right here. Yeah. Looks like you can see around right there. I think it's too far over.
Not. Yeah, it's too far over.
Yeah. So it just goes from there to there, and it's disappeared. Now, could there have been somebody off camera that you're right that caused that? Yeah, I think he could too. I think it could be as well. But my biggest issue is as you look at her, you know, I would have thought that shadow. I don't think it's on that wall. Shadow. I don't. That shadow wouldn't be on a wall. That is not on the wall.
There's too much of a face too.
You can kind of
see a face there.
Yeah. But is it physically? You think it's physically on the wall though?
No. Look down at the feet. There's a space between the legs and the wall.
Yep. Right here, right? So I can't explain this. This is where I was really coming out. I was like, I can't explain this. I don't know what's going on with this one. I really don't.
My money's on shadow. Yeah.
Shadow.
Yeah.
It very well could be. I just don't know who or what, considering it's just supposed to be him and his wife there. I'm stumped on it. So I won't say I'm gonna say it's a good catch. Personally, I think it's a good catch. Only because of the fact you can actually make out her skin tone, the wife's skin tone. You can't do it with that. And I just don't think this is along the wall. I don't think it's up against the wall. I think it's freestanding. I think it's freestanding.
And you can see the hollow places where the eyes are at.
Yeah, even zooming in here. Well, don't hit the wrong button, okay? Okay.
Almost looks like she got glasses on.
And yeah, kind of. It's just too tough, but you could definitely see skin tone on her that you can't see with her. That you can't see with the apparition. Now, as I zoom in here, this shoulder, you're right, Donnie. It very well could be against the wall, but I just don't think it is. I wish I had more depth, more of a depth perception on the picture itself, but I just can't make. I can't make enough. I'm leaning toward good catch though. So
based off where that light source is, because you see that light source on the left is the reflection of the light from a light source that's off camera.
Yep.
So I'm thinking something off camera next to that light source is casting a shadow.
It very well could.
You know what it reminds me of?
What's that?
You remember those old lamps that was shaped like a body?
Yeah.
That's what it reminds me of. Because they had real skinny arms like that, real slender waist, and the legs was down to a cone at the bottom.
Okay.
Yeah, plus you see that light source off to the side, but you don't really.
Yeah,
yeah.
But see, this is her walking there, and that light source. Where's her shadow at? I mean, is there a little bit of it hitting right here?
I think that shadow could be something closer to the light source off camera.
Oh, you think so?
Yeah.
You think so? It could be. It very well could be. I was just trying to see if there's any of them where the light source is actually out. That's what I wanted to see real quick, but I don't think there is. I think the only one that's out is that hallway light right here.
You know, we really need to see the video.
I would love to have seen the video. If I could have seen this little bit of video right here, because I know there's a 15-second video that goes with it. All these systems, they always do like 15 seconds of video, or it does however long until the motion stops. Then it kills like 3 seconds later. But I would have loved to have seen that. So now
that reminds me of those lamps.
What's that?
So it looked too much like those lamps.
Yeah. So these people had another person that actually got in there, and they said they had the same experience in the Portsmouth, UK area 1 month before their son was born. And this is what they had. This was last year.
On the right side, that blurry looking.
This bit that's coming across looks like a lady starting to walk across.
Yeah.
I would have thought, hey, that's the mom or that's whoever walking across there. I can't tell for sure. I wanted to give them the benefit of the doubt because the timestamp is not really blurred per se. She's blurred. That's the clock's blurred. It's just too tough to say. I mean, because you can't really see through her at all.
Even the door's blurred a little bit.
Yeah. And it's partially open. It looks like something's hanging on it there. It looks like a coat or something's hanging on it right there.
The chair and the bed and everything else is not blurred, but her, the clock, and the door is blurred.
So my bet on this one is that this person was sitting over here, got up and started walking across, got picked up. And it's only 8, not even 9 o'clock at night. So, that's probably my bet. Did the lady know the person? I don't know. I don't know if she knew she was there or not. So we zoom in over here. I can make out some hair. You can't really see through her, but this looks like a hand. Yeah, I guess you can see through her. Well, I think she's past this point right here. But you can't really see through her because see the little end table or whatever right here just stops. Boom. So I think that's a motion blur. I think that one's a straight out motion blur. You see anything I'm missing?
Motion blur. Yeah, it depends on what do we know about the camera?
We don't. That's what I'm saying. I know it's a CCTV, obviously it's set up and running, but it's got to be some sort of a nanny cam of some sort is what I'm thinking. Because where it's sitting right there, actually, the way it's sitting on this desk, you think it's a webcam.
And you're saying this was 1 month before the child was born?
1 month before the child was born, which she kind of looks like she could be pregnant right there, right?
I'm kind of on the fence on this one.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it looks like it could be a pregnant woman just being motion blurred. But
Yeah.
the timing of it, I mean, it does clearly look like a person there.
Yeah.
And I do know that a lot of times paranormal spiritual activity does occur around the birth of a child.
Yes. That was the other thing I was going to bring up. Like, yeah, I'm with you. I was like, because that's the only thing that gave it any kind of validity to me, because now I'm thinking that the protectors or whatever you want to call it, the guardian angels or whatever, or guardian spirits, whatever they want to call them, they're already prepping for that child.
Right.
So
this one, I'm more just undecided. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to take that conclusion.
Yeah, because I think we could recreate it, but that doesn't mean that that is what happened, obviously.
Right.
So, but I think that was the last one I had for this week, because I just did a few, really.
I thought these were some good ones.
Well, didn't put on
the
tinfoil as much as I thought I would, but I was like, well, this one's kind of iffy, this one's kind of iffy, and then the more I dig into them, because I don't forensically look at them, obviously, when I bring them in. I just literally throw them up. Oh, that looks cool, I'll throw it over there. Oh, that looks cool, I'll throw it over there. But yeah, that was there was a couple of them I was like, I don't know. And then when we started looking at them, I'm like, okay, well, I could say BS on that one, I could say BS on that one. But this one, like you said, I want to say it's a motion blur, but I can't say it 100%. I can't. So
looks like a cat sitting in that chair.
I looked at that too. I thought it was at first, but it's a pillow. It's actually a pillow in that chair. If you zoom in, you see
both sides of the pillow.
Yeah, that's just a reflection off that pillow that happens to be right there. I thought it was a cat because of this head. It looked like a head of a cat to me. But then when you look down here, it all becomes pillow right there. So, not to mention a cat looking at you like that, you'd have eye shine too. So, but anyway, that's all I got for this week. I appreciate you guys coming on and helping me not completely foobar everything up. And for you guys that aren't military, I'll explain foobar later.
Yeah, sorry.
You gotta explain it to me.
Sorry, we're not as pretty as Brandi.
Well, yeah, she's that camera candy, so.
Yeah. Well, I'm almost as pretty as Brandi, but not quite.
Well, you need a little bit more blonde hair and a little bit more of a, the piggy tails and stuff. Get a braid going. We'll talk about it more. We'll sell you to Jason.
Not me, like you didn't break the camera.
I'm the least blonde person.
So, but anyway, next week, Red Circle Sunday returns. We're going to have some fun, guys. Yeah. We're going to have some fun. I'm going to make sure y'all can all see everything, because the red circles will be abounding. Sweet. Thanks for showing up, guys. I appreciate y'all. Catch up on. I don't know if Tex is doing one this evening or not. I think he is with Jason.
He's supposed to do one with Jason. Yeah.
Yeah, like at 9:30, I think is what it is. But he never responded back to me, so I don't know. So
check out my show last night. I did an epic one.
Yeah,
piece of it.
I got a bit of it. Yep, I laughed at him a little bit. I messed with him a little bit too. But that was actually a pretty good show. What I could stick around for, but I like my beer, so I'll drink beer instead.
Oh, you got to catch the rest of it. Yeah.
Yeah, I need to. So, all right, guys, we'll see y'all next week. Have fun.